Roleplay Retcon does not own any part of the shitty movies we retcon, nor are we associated in any way with the artists who made them. Also, while we're not the rowdiest bunch of hooligans, we are grown-ass adults goofing off, so we may say some things people wouldn't want their kids to hear. Thanks and enjoy.
Previously on Roleplay Retcon does nothing but trouble.
Scattered around this mansion is tons and tons of random religious iconography. You know, I'm not long for this world, and I need to make sure that someone's here to take my place, to take care of this town and keep it in order, and to fight the wickedness of the world outside. And Rebecca, I think you're that woman.
I want to get out. I want to get out of Valkenvania just for once. Just to see what the world has to offer. You know what I'm saying?
He says, well, you can kick someone off of drugs, and you can confiscate a gun, but can't fix a banker.
I'm not even a banker. I'm literally a bank teller. I make like $30,000 a year. What do you want from me?
And it's a black velvet painting of a pickle wearing a crown.
That is a Daniel Radcliffe original.
Well, I want to say that Rebecca running smack dab into Samantha falls back into Judge Valkenhauser.
Knocks his chair over and he falls out of it.
Yep, and then she falls directly on top of him. Blast it all, girl, I'm trying to get you out of this place. Because I want to leave with you.
I borrowed some money to... My grandmother's really sick. I have to get her treatment. I really need... We've got to steal this painting. We've got to get out of here. Deal?
Ramona Sweeney and Rebecca Valkenhauser are currently running down the stairs towards the exit. Papa Valkenhauser is currently under, what did we name the lady?
I don't know. What did you name the lady?
I don't remember.
Did we name her?
We did.
Granddaughter Valkenhauser.
Granddaughter Valkenhauser. Bam, we did it. Anyhosen, he's under there, and perhaps he's got a special switch on his little cane chair situation. And when he flips that, the stairs turn into a slide, and a door opens up at the end of the stairs.
Are there a lot of weirdly plastic-looking bones at the end?
I mean, there might be. There could be.
I think we have to do a little more.
No. Hey, listen, keep going with me.
Okay.
It turns into a slide at the end, under the house, and it goes off in two directions, and maybe we get separated.
Okay, I like that. Good. Let's not just make it like a random choice. Like, is there some way the two directions are different?
There are. If I am basing this off of the movie.
Yeah, of course. Because we actually like this movie and we keep accidentally using it.
We did like it, yeah.
So one way, the Chevy Chase goes down and ends up just in the wall, like stuck into like a big pile of bones. And Demi Moore goes down the other chute and ends up outside in the junkyard maze.
This is honestly where the movie kind of made a mistake.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. No, I feel like the whole outside junkyard part was like totally unnecessary.
Yeah, maybe. That was more of a set dressing that Aykroyd really wanted in there, I suppose. But anyways, that I'm just showing you what happened in the movie, so you can sprawl from there.
Okay, but I'm saying right now we should give them some like information on each of these directions to take, to try to like make it more than just flip a coin and choose to go left or right. Also,
but how would they know? The characters wouldn't know.
Actually,
no. I'm
what?
saying
My
there's going to be some visual information.
Oh, yeah,
my character probably would know which way is the safe route.
Or if there even is a safe route.
Or the more optimal route, maybe.
So maybe I know that I don't get to really decide things here, but maybe Alex's character, maybe she starts going toward the optimal route and tries to pull Ramona that way, but it just breaks off so suddenly that Ramona just gets flung in the other direction.
Split them up.
Rebecca knows which route to take, and so she leans that way, and she tries to bring Ramona with her, but the fork happens so quickly that Ramona just gets separated in the other direction. So maybe Rebecca goes the more optimal route, but she doesn't get Ramona over to her in time.
Now, to where the chute leads, do we want to keep the bone stripper in this?
I think Jinsey is already in the resolution part. I feel like saying that they split up is good. So yeah, Jinsey, I think now is a good time for you to figure out is this going to go good or bad? And then I think that might help us answer that question, Alex.
All right. So hold on. Before I make my decision. So right now, if I say good, I have to give one of my white die to someone, or is it the die that are in the middle?
You take the white die.
And then I give it to someone?
No.
Or
In Act 2, you don't. You keep it.
Anymore?
Yeah, you keep it.
Oh, okay. Well, I already have 2 white die, so it will be beneficial to me as a player to make this go well.
I think so. All right. So how does it go well for you?
Okay, so it goes well for Ramona because even though she didn't get to go down the optimal path that Rebecca went down, maybe she actually sees ahead of her there's a little hole in the wall. There's a little secret path, and she reaches out and she grabs it, and then she
64.
crawls over. Yeah, exactly. So she grabs it and then she crawls into that space, so she actually doesn't have to go all the way down the chute and into the bone crusher or whatever it is that's down there. Bone stripper. Yeah.
Are we just keeping it whole cloth? We're not going to alter it at all.
Why not? It was good.
No, I know what my tone just said, but that was a genuine question.
I like the bone stripper.
I think there is a lot about this movie that we liked.
I need some role playing then though.
Okay, so she sees Rebecca go down the other chute and she starts freaking out. She still has the big velvet painting of the King Pickle, the gherkin.
What was it?
Hand.
The King Gherkin.
The King Gherkin in her hand. And she starts freaking out. She starts looking around, seeing anything that she can see. Way down the tunnel, she sees what looks like blood, and she does not want to have anything to do with that. But to the right, she sees there's a little bitty secret path heading off. So she reaches out and she starts trying to slow herself down. She reaches out, she grabs the little ledge for the path to the side. She hoists herself up and starts crawling through this other tunnel. And through the tunnel, it starts getting ever smaller and smaller, just ever so slightly smaller and smaller, to where she is absolutely just on her hands and knees crawling through it, clutching one of her arms with the King Gherkin to her chest. But she's crawling through this little bitty tunnel, and finally it opens up into a large room, and it looks like a storage room. There's a lot of really weird shit in here, because it's a weird mansion thing, but she doesn't feel any kind of immediate danger in this room, so success.
All right.
She stands up and dusts herself off and then looks around for any kind of exits.
Can we say that it's just a dark room that you're but you don't hear any, you don't sense any danger in the room? But yes. Can we make it a dark room so Alex and I have a little bit of a space to play in, maybe?
If we need it
totally.
later. Yeah. It's really dark in here, but she doesn't feel like she's in any kind of immediate danger in this room. She feels like she can actually catch her breath at this point.
The ground is solid underneath you. You're no longer sliding.
The ground is solid. Yeah, we're not on any kind of weird, soggy teddy bear floor or anything.
Whose turn is it?
I believe it's your turn.
Is it really?
Yeah, it rotates in that
Okay.
old-timey direction.
What did you have him do? He got out of his predicament, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna say he sends these family members / townspeople, which they may, both of those circles may just completely overlap. We're not sure. Into different like directions to go like try to find you guys. And he's kind of like grumbling under his breath, and he's
Wait, are you establishing or resolving?
oh right, I gotta figure that out. Okay.
You have to do that
It
stuff.
sounds like you're
I
established.
sure did establish. I'm already like in it,
Yeah,
right?
keep
I think
going.
that's good.
Yeah, just keep
Just go
going.
with the energy. And he like gets back in his chair, right? And he kind of remember it's got like little tank treads on it, and so he runs the tank treads over to another room that has like a pipe organ in it. And he's grumbling, and he says like, by Horus, by Satama, by Izanami, by what was it? It starts with a G. Worship by Sumerian, the Mesopotamians, starts with a G. I don't remember it. Anyway, by that one, I'll find them. And he plays on the organ. He starts playing and singing, give me that old time religion, give me that old time religion. And he gets to the end of that bar, and that makes some mechanisms click and whir inside of the organ, and all of the pipes like lower, and you can see out of the top of the pipe are these like glass globes that look like the end of like telescopes. And he can look into these, and through like a series of like mirrors and bouncing mirrors, these pipes go all over the house, and he can like see. And I'm going to say he finds Rebecca first.
I think we should give the old judge a white die for a success at this.
All right, so he does indeed see Rebecca. He sees her sliding down the chute.
Where did I end up? Where did I
okay.
come out of that chute?
Yeah. Well, it was the safe route, right? So
Yeah, it probably
I
led
guess
outside.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. So it led outside, so he sees her going outside. He probably would he try and like sick the hounds on her or something?
Oh, I don't think I'm quite ready to do that. But I guess that's up to you.
What do you think, Alex?
I don't know. Okay, what's our
don't know.
tilts? What's our tilts, man?
I don't know. Mayhem,
Showdown, guilt, mayhem.
cold-blooded, score to settle, guilt and showdown.
Right now, I think we're still in the mayhem, right? So maybe we could just
You
make
can
a
do.
little more
You just need to
mayhem.
work towards any of them and all of them.
I think
Yeah, they're not in
that
order.
Judge Alvin Valkenhauser feels so betrayed by Rebecca that maybe he pushes the button to release the dogs.
Yes, he releases the hounds.
It's there's just one hound, and it is called Mr. Bone Sniffer.
Mr. Bone Sniffer,
Bone
he
Sniffer.
pushes the button, and the gate raises up on this big crate, and out comes Mr. Bone Sniffer. Mr. Bone Sniffer is a 10-year-old pit bull. He's a little bit gray around the edges. He's not really in his prime anymore, but he still loves sniffing out bones, so he starts racing through the house.
Yes, go get him, get her. Bring your Rebby back.
Ew.
Bring your Rebby back to Grandpa.
I guess, did we resolve it? Because he wanted to find her, and then he found her. Okay, so he did that, and then he looks back through the tubes, and he tries to find Ramona. So he looks down, the chute through the bone. I'm so sorry. What is it called? It's not the bone crusher.
Bone stripper.
The bone
Mis-
shredder?
Mr.
Bone
Bone
stripper. Mr. Bone Stripper. So he goes down through Mr. Bone Stripper and he does not see any freshly stripped off bones, but he decides to go back up through the tunnel, and then he sees the secret passage that he did not think that anyone would be able to spot. And he looks through that room, and there she is. She's kind of got her arms out in front of her, grasping around in the dark, trying to find some kind of bearing to get out of her. And he chuckles to himself.
I don't know if I made this obvious earlier, but I have an idea of what this room could be.
You did make it obvious.
Yeah, all right.
Do you want to go ahead and do that now?
So he hits another key on the organ, and the lights come on in the room you're in.
Oh, okay.
And all around this room are like sculptures of mythical creatures, but made out of bones.
Okay, so the lights come on. Ramona gets temporarily blinded. She tries to shield her eyes a little bit, and then she looks all around the room, and all of these.
Oh, can I inject a sight gag?
Yes.
All right. So, before the lights come on, Ramona is feeling around, and maybe her hand is on something, and when the light comes on, it's on a bone.
Okay. Like, are we talking about like a penis bone? Yep. Okay.
Hi. No, I need to stop the podcast right now. I need to know if Jincy thinks penises have bones in them.
Ben, obviously I don't, but
No, but they're statues made of
like
bones,
a boner,
though.
right? Like a boner.
What? I need one of you to explain to me what in the world a penis bone is.
You
It's
just
not a penis
said
bone.
they are
It's
statues
a statue
made of
out
bones.
of bone.
Oh,
So
okay.
the penis would be a
but not
bone.
a penis bone. The penis is.
So there's a penis made out of a bone.
Yes.
I swear to God I wasn't getting that, and I'm so sorry.
Ben, I have basic anatomy figured out. Oh goodness.
Okay, I feel better.
A penis carved from a bone.
Yeah. It's like Adonis or something, right? And he's like, oh, careful with Adonis there, dearie. That's the best part, you know.
She lets out a little shriek and like shakes her hands like ugh.
The scum of the world, the criminals of the world have been coming through my town for years. And, well, I give their lives a little more purpose than they had.
Did we resolve it? Is that the resolution? He got out from under granddaughter Valkenhauser and spied on everyone and then made Ramona freak out because she was touching a penis made out of bone.
I feel like finding you
And released the dog
and released the
after
dog.
And released
Rebecca.
the dog after Rebecca. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I think that counts as success.
All right, awesome. It's Rebecca's turn. Yeah, do you want to establish or resolve?
I think I'm going to resolve.
So I think we've already kind of set up the beginning of this. She gets out of the tunnel and she's outside and she can hear the dogs.
It's got slobber coming off of its... How big is this dog? Is it big? Are we saying...
I mean, it is one of those beefy pits. So it's like
Is
one
it a
of
pit?
the like...
I was thinking like a chow dog.
Oh, a chow?
Yeah.
Like a chow chow?
Big old chow.
Chow chows are also pretty vicious though.
But still.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, not that there's any breed that's bad. Like I love pit bulls
Well,
and I
you
love
may,
chow
yeah.
chows, dear listener. But
Yeah, but that's what we're working towards anyway here, is come up with some...
like a traditionally, like stereotypically scary dog.
Yeah. It's like the beast from The Sandlot, right?
Yeah.
Maybe its hair is just all like clumpy and like it's missing in places. Like it's not very well
this poor
taken care of.
baby. Aw, what a monster. What kind of monster is this judge that he didn't neglects his dog this way?
He's a bad guy.
Okay.
He's a bad dude.
We can make it we can make it into a chow, like a chow chow.
Yeah.
But it's beefy. It's beefy.
It's beefy.
Motherfucker.
Big beefy,
Yeah.
It's
boy.
beef chow. It sure is.
Beef
So-
chow mein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it jumps on you. Resolve.
I want to turn around mid-jump.
Wait. Positive or negative? White or black?
Oh, I'm taking a white die. I'm taking a white die. I mean, I could take a black die and keep everything copacetic, but I don't want to get mauled by a dog right now. I think this will be more interesting. And I'm turning mid-jump, and I lock eyes with the dog, and I go, Fluffernutter! And the dog barrels into me and pushes me to the ground and then starts licking my face. And I give it some scritches behind the ear. I'm like, oh, Fluffernutter, what are you doing, boy? What are you doing out here? You a good boy, Fluffernutter, good boy. And I give him a few pats on the rump. And then I send him off into the yard. I'm like, go catch some beavers or something. And then I stop and I'm like, Ramona didn't get out with me. Should I go back? I'll have to face the old man if I do.
You know what the other path led to, right?
Yeah, I do know what the other path led to.
So does your character think that Ramona has been bone shredded by Mr. Bone Shredder?
It's possible. I mean, there's not a lot of other outcomes that could happen to you. But yeah, I think it should end with me pondering that situation.
I agree. I think that you resolved the whole dog situation. So awesome. So we're doing 3 more rounds, right? Since we have 3 more
Yeah,
dice.
I feel like we really need to be moving towards some of these tilts.
Okay. So we have 3 more dice, and they're all going to end badly. Spoiler alert, because they're all black dice. So I'm going to go ahead and establish. So Ramona has just found herself in a room with all of these little bone statues made out of bone. Penis bones. Bones from penises, because penises have bones in them.
Why else would they call them boners?
Right, exactly. Ban Jesus. All right, so she's found herself in this room full of bones. So she stops and she goes ahead and takes this opportunity to look around and look at all of the different idols that are in the room. And it doesn't seem like any of them are featured more prominently than any others, which is really interesting to her, because even people who tend to collect things like this have some kind of preference, except on the end of one of the shelves next to the wall. It looks like one of the idols is slightly larger and more prominent than the others. And this is a bone idol of Santa de Muerte.
I thought you were going to say Santa Claus.
It's not Santa Claus.
Dude, that would like,
Santa.
okay, you can keep your thing. Like, please keep on. But like, God, that'd be so funny if he had all these like religious icons and then also like Santa Claus, like he worships Santa Claus.
Well, he does. He does have a Santa Claus on the shelf, but this is Santa Muerte, all right? So she sees the statue of Santa Muerte, and she's a little bit bigger than the others. And Ramona has basic knowledge of things, so she happens to know that Santa Muerte doesn't like being on the same shelf as other idols. But she goes over and she studies the statue, and she sees that her scythe seems to have a thread behind it. So she pulls on the scythe, and there opens a secret passage. So she decides to go through the secret passage.
All right. I think I'm going to give you a black die. Surprise, surprise.
How dare you?
Surprise.
So we'll slide that over there. You take your time going through this secret passage that was within a secret passage. And it goes on for ever, for what feels like miles, until you finally see sunlight at the end. And you get a rush of excitement. You're like, yes, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here. And you rush to the opening, the door, and you open it up. And there in front of you is Alvin Valkenhauser. He knew exactly where this came out and is there waiting for you with a big old penis nose smile.
Hey everybody, it's Ben. Just gonna make this real quick, just gonna talk about a couple of things real quick. I hope you're enjoying the second and last episode of Nothing But Trouble. If you like this podcast, you might also like the webcomic Dan the Snowman that you might also like Dan the Snowman, the webcomic that I do with my sister Mona. She was also in the Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull arc. I actually recycled my own joke from that comic in this episode, and so if you can spot it, you'll be a true fan, I guess. Also want to take a moment real quick to talk about our Discord. We have a Discord server where you can come in and just talk about everything Roleplay Retcon. I guess some other stuff too, just because that's how Discord works. There's a special room in our Discord for Patreon patrons, which we call producers. Any level will get into that special room. There's also some deleted scenes and bloopers episodes we put out every month. And just like any other bonus content you want, that's at a $5 a month interval. And the highest tier, the executive producer tier, is $10 a month. And that means you get to have us read anything you want once per month. Here's one of those from Benjamin Blasius. A simple praline recipe includes 2 cups powdered sugar, 1 cup maple syrup, half a cup heavy cream, and 2 cups pecans. Cook the sugar, syrup, and cream together to 240 degrees Fahrenheit using a candy thermometer. Remove from the heat and beat until creamy. Add pecans and drop by the spoonful onto wax paper. Let sit and cooled until cooled and enjoy. So that sounds good. If that's a joke and it's not a real praline recipe, I wouldn't know, but I imagine it's real. Our next episode will be Rehash, which will go up on February 5th. But we record it about a week from now. So get your retcons in. We know that this movie is a little obscure, but we really need some retcon ideas and general thoughts about the movie. So like, even if your thing is just like a shot in the dark, you think it's silly, like please send it in. I'm a little worried we won't really get any good ones and we'll have to just like skip that part. And I would love to be wrong about that. So thanks for listening. And we're going to get back to the episode now. Bye. Where are we exactly?
It'll be in the house. I'll let you decide where in the house.
Let's say we're in like, man, what's a like room from Clue? What's a conservatory? What is that?
A conservatory is like it's an indoor garden, I think.
Ooh, I like that. We'll say we're there. But like, obviously, of course, the plants are just like super overgrown and completely unkempt here. And he says, "Do you like surprises?
No.
Do you like the baked beans?"
What? No, they often have pork in
Baked
it.
bean surprise! And as he says that, Toothless Joe, was that his name?
It is now.
I remember there was a toothless somebody, I think. And then whoever the large lady is, whose name, we got to rename this person. Sorry, whatever it was in the last episode, we don't remember. Who is this person? Someone should have wrote it down. I didn't.
Should have. Did not do.
Well,
I think I even named her. And
yeah. Okay, well then, what do you feel was her name?
Her name is now Carpathia.
Carpathia. Yes.
perfect.
Yes, Toothless Joe and Carpathia both appear, and they have just like straight up hand grenades in their hands.
Jesus.
Oh my god! What the heck?
And he hits his tank treads and goes backwards. And he also throws his own hand grenade, and like all 3 hand grenades are now hurtling towards you.
Oh my
this
god!
ramped up like crazy.
I'm about to get exploded.
We needed some mayhem.
Also
Explosions?
death.
Murder? You're gonna kill my character?
Well, it ends badly, but it doesn't mean you have to die.
Well, I get exploded, I guess. I mean, I'm not resolving
I think.
this,
Okay,
but-
so the hand grenades sail past you, but the concussive force from it shoots you out, and you land in the arms of Carpathia.
Yeah, I like that.
It's just became very Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
Joe, why don't you retrieve the painting from our guest and Carpathia? I think it's time for us to have a new sculpture in the house. Maybe we'll have a little. Maybe we'll get a Pegasus. We haven't had a Pegasus yet.
No, they're my bones. I'm using them.
So we have 2 dice left, and they're both black. But remember that the last die is wild. It can be white or black. So I would like to resolve.
So, Carpathia is taking Ramona to Mr. Bone Stripper. And she's mumbling the whole time like, quiet down now, quiet down now.
Does he sound like exactly like Alvin?
A little bit. She's like, we're
Alvin!
going to make a Pegasus out of you. Don't you fret now. Gonna use your rib cage as the
Don't make
wings.
penises out of me.
You'll use your wings for the Pegasus bones. It's gonna be so
I don't have
pretty.
wings.
It's gonna be so pretty. Don't you worry. Don't you fret now, young one. We're gonna strap you in here. The bone stripper's gonna just peel you.
I don't want to get bone stripped.
It's just gonna peel you like a ripe peach, like a little peach.
I don't want to do that.
I'm sorry, but it's gonna have to happen because Mr. Alvin Valkenhauser, my grandpappy, wants it to happen. So we're just gonna strip you down from.
But you don't have to let this
Strip you down
happen.
to your bones, and we're just gonna. I mean, well, maybe we'll eat your other stuff later because I'm sure you're right tasty. But the bones are gonna be for the Pegasus now. So
We don't need a Pegasus.
we do need a Pegasus. We've been lacking in the Pegasus department for several years now. What's old Perseus gonna ride if we don't have no Pegasus?
Do you even have a Perseus?
We got a Perseus. We got a Perseus on the.
How did you make a Perseus?
We got it on the second floor. It's made from Alvin Fitzforkle, and
Are you making shit up right now?
I am. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, Alvin Valkenhauser also, in addition to criminals and bankers, anyone named Alvin, he just does not care for. No one else is allowed to be named Alvin, so he
Oh,
bone
shit's
strips
my
them.
dude. Put him in the stew. Gonna make a stew out of you. And then she carries you to the little wacky roller coaster and starts strapping you in.
I don't want to be wacky roller coastered.
Well, that's too bad, because whoop, here you go, and she throws the switch.
You ever been on like a wooden roller coaster and it's got the click, 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 click? I want to say that. I want to say like, this is a big long roller coaster. I feel like it was just a little bitty one in the movie. Let's make it like it's really got a few twists and turns in it. It takes a while. So you're like clicking up to the top of the first hill here. I don't know how we didn't see it as we drove up to the mansion, but it's back here.
It's covered by a large, flat wooden structure that is painted to look like a tree.
Yeah, I'm into that. I can't possibly begin to imagine what you're talking about, but I'm into it.
It's like a play set, right? Where you just have a wooden shape that's cut out like a tree, and then it's painted to look like a tree.
Okay.
And that
okay.
it's just huge, and it's covering the roller coaster from the front.
I'm already sold, man. You don't got to sell me. I just don't get it.
I'm just trying. What's not to get? It's a big cutout of a tree.
What's not to get? It's a fake tree that's giant enough to cover up a wooden roller coaster.
That's it.
I don't know what's so hard about this, Ben.
Hey, there's a roller coaster that goes to a bone stripping machine. Why is this weird? Why is this the weird part?
Click, 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 clack, click, clack.
And Alvin is rubbing his hands together. Like
And
a creepy guy.
it sounds
I did
like
it just
creaky
now.
leather.
I did just do it like in the mic, so that's not going to be great.
Like a creepy
So
guy.
apologize for that like weird wispy sound. So this goes poorly for me.
When the Restoration happened and the country was knitting itself together, there was a banker. That banker decided that it was not profitable for little Valkenvania to be part of the Union again, and so that banker said, just leave them off the census. Just leave, there'd be less paperwork. Let them fend for themselves.
Valkenvania is not in the United States of America.
Valkenvania is in the United States of America about as much as anything can be, but we are not
But it's not part of it?
We are not part of it.
What the fuck?
There is no one here. Nothing I am doing right now is illegal.
What if he's speaking into a little megaphone, and there's a little other megaphone like on the train car, so she's like hurtling toward her death while also having to listen to this
I
speech.
think it's just she's still clicking up slowly, and so there's megaphones in the hallway, it's like a weird Disney's Haunted Mansion style thing. There's just this long hallway with paintings and stuff in it, and she's about to crest over the hill.
Rebecca comes in, Tarzan style, swinging on a vine.
It ain't been forgotten now, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from? Cotton Eye Joe. It ain't been forgotten now, Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Where did he come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
A vine?
A vine, yeah, from the big wooden tree. If I just swing in and grab Ramona and get her off of the thing, would that be enough of a resolution for it to go poorly for you, for them to escape once again from your clutch?
I think so. Did you do it?
We did it right in front of,
Yeah.
my grandpa.
Yeah, we did it.
I was about to ask, what happens on this rope as both of you are swinging away?
Some
just
cuddling,
said. We
some
did it.
touching,
Aww.
maybe some nuzzling from one party to the other.
Okay, I feel like an important point here is that Alvin Falkenhauser is now holding the black velvet painting again, the King Gherkin.
God damn it.
He has it
that is.
he has it in his lap. So Alex, I think you have the last scene here, and you can, and it's a wild die, so it can go either way for you.
I think I'm gonna resolve.
So we are currently snuggling on a vine.
Swinging daringly away.
I feel like the showdown needs to happen. I feel like Ramona still wants that painting.
Yes, she does. She's got to get her resources in order so she can save her grandmother.
And Rebecca,
save her life.
I want to know if you're feeling guilt over anything. Are you feeling like you're going to need to have some closure here, or what?
Maybe. I mean, I feel guilty for leaving old Grandpa Valkenhauser in such a lurch. But I gotta follow my heart and my dreams, and I gotta get away.
What are they doing, Jency?
All right, so after we hop off of our vines, Ramona and Rebecca look at each other and they nod once. Rebecca takes out one of her revolvers and hands the other one to Ramona, and then they square up against these crazy Valkenhausers.
If I remember right, Selena Gomez is a small person. And so, I think it'd be great if this gun was...
She's like a me-sized person.
Well,
like you said.
There's nothing wrong with small people.
Okay.
But small people are cool. I like small people.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, continue.
But I do think it'd be really funny if this gun was just huge.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a 44 Magnum.
It's so
Okay.
she's
so maybe
struggling.
Rebecca's like an Amazon, and then Ramona's like a pretty short, thin person.
But she really wants to impress Rebecca, so she's like struggling to hold up this gun.
She decides to just start holding it with both hands, and then we start shooting.
Oh God!
Well, maybe not shooting yet.
Oh no, not
Rebecca
yet.
looks up and is like, Grandpappy, I don't remember what my accent was, but this is what it is now.
Because we can't do Alabama accents for some reason, even though all three of us.
Alabama accents they just sound weird to us.
Remember,
now,
say can't, and you can get there.
I can't let this go on any longer. I don't know if that helped, but this is where we're at.
No, you still went back to Texas.
Well, son of a bitch. Anyways, Grandpappy, we're gonna need that velvet painting, and we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave, and you can have this whole Valkenvania to yourself, and Carpathia and Toothless Bob, or whatever the fuck his name is. I never did much like him. But we're gonna take that painting. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna skedaddle.
Yeah, what she said. I'm tired of this. All I was trying to do was go through this little hick town of yours, which apparently isn't even connected to the United States of America. All I was trying to do was get to a place so that I could save my grandmother. And then you tried to
I think it's your mom.
terrorize me. Oh, my mom. It doesn't matter. Whoever she is.
We've once again lost the plot.
I thought it was my grandmother. It doesn't matter. Whoever she is. I was just trying to save her life, and then you trapped me in here, and you traumatized me, and I'm done with this. I'm done with all you crazies, except Rebecca's pretty cool. I'm cool with her. But yeah, I'm also not fucking taking it anymore, for the record.
I give her a little wink.
She returns the wink.
Alvin looked angry through this, just like an angry old man. And then his face falls, and he looks very sad. And his posture slumps, and he looks at Rebecca, and he says, "Is this really what you want?"
It is, Grandpappy. I gotta get out there, and I gotta see the world, and there's more to things than just Valkenvania. There's gotta be.
He flicks the little lever on his chair that makes it roll forward towards you. And he extends the painting out to you, and he says, "Well, go on and take it then. You can use it in your new life."
I would like to resolve my die now. I would like to resolve it as a black die. And as he reaches out, he says, "Your new life in hell!" And he smacks the arm of the thing, and a little shotgun pops out of like the little arm on there. I figured that the little shotgun would pop out and shoot, and it would be aimed at Ramona, and Rebecca would go, "No," and jump in the way and get shot in the arm.
Rebecca, no. So Rebecca gets hit?
Yes, Rebecca gets hit in the shoulder. Gunshot wound.
Do you see what you did, Judge Alvin Balkenhauser? Do you see this bullshit that you just shot your own granddaughter? You pretend like you love her, but you don't love anything. You just love your stupid little hick town and your stupid little hick ways. You don't even love yourself.
He's like looks really nervous, and he's like struggling to load like 2 more cells into the chamber. But he's old and keeps like fumbling them. He drops them like 3 times.
Ramona goes up and punches him in the face. Punch.
Ow. My face.
In his dick nose.
So, at this point, would we do the aftermath?
We are out of dice. I'm a little worried. I feel like we didn't quite get to where we needed to.
I think
we definitely did a
climax
showdown. We definitely did
resolution.
mayhem.
We did all those things, didn't we? Okay, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do it as like a montage, and it's supposed to be like the climax has already happened, and then like this is what. But it feels like we're at the climax, and so I think we should sort of like use the aftermath to construct our climax and resolution, just like we did with the tilt. We got to roll the dice in front of us. So I've got a white 1.
So yours is, you are certainly dead, probably from a self-inflicted wound. People you care about are also probably dead, maybe through your own stupid, ugly failure. To say you fucked up is an insult to fucked upness. You have redefined the term of fucked up.
Pew! Pow!
Okay, but it's so heavy that
Blam!
like, have you ever shot a gun before? Has Ramona ever shot a
She's
gun?
from Chicago. She's never shot a gun before. And it jumped like a mule because it's a giant hand cannon.
And you seemingly like miss him, like you hit the chair or something, and he's like, "Oh, you need a little more practice at the range," and it jumps out of your hands. This other like this little like old-fashioned like bug sprayer comes out of the back of his chair and like pops over the top, and he hits this button, and it just makes this like wheezing sound, and he goes like, "Huh." And he like hits the button a bunch of more times, and then this hissing sound comes from like underneath the chair, and Ramona, you run away, you like back up. He says, "Well, cat's coddled, damn it," and the entire chair explodes, and it sets the entire conservatory on fire because there's just a bunch of like rotten dry wood in there.
So, Jenza, you had 10 minus 1, you said?
Yeah, so I've got 9.
A white 9, so nothing to crow about. Not better, but not way worse either. Maybe the car wrecked or your wife is leaving you, or there's a court date. But compared to some of the other people you know, yeah, you're not bad off.
I feel like that means what happened was
The painting exploded.
Yeah, you were in a tug of war with this painting, and when you heard the hiss,
You
let go of it.
No. I got it on. She gets the painting, runs off with it, finds out it is a forgery. It is a forgery actually done by Alvin Valkenhauser. They find a little signature at the bottom, and it is worth nothing.
What did yours come up with, Alex?
Mine is the same. Mine is nothing to write home about. Back to where you started. Maybe sore and broke, just like yesterday and tomorrow. You'll probably learn something, though. So, like how I can do it right the next time.
So you're not dead.
I'm not dead, but I probably didn't get away, and so I'm probably still living in Valkenvania.
No, she can't still be living in Valkenvania. I don't like that. I want to save her. She lives in everlasting.
These systems
debt.
don't have happy endings. That's what Fiasco is all about.
She just lives in debt with me. That's still not happy, but it's something.
Sure.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like you have this like horrible realization that the only way to be like happy is you have to like move to Valkenvania and like like be with this new like matriarch in this like weird.
Shit! Yeah, she's the head of it now,
Yeah.
right? Because she was.
Everyone else is dead, so I'm now like the leader of this country.
God damn it! So do I really need to do this? I guess so, right? All right. So I guess if Rebecca becomes the leader of this little crazy ass little country, Valkenvania, in the middle of the United States of America, I guess Ramona decides that if she wants any chance of any kind of anything, she has to live here with her.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of other options.
And so, as the mansion burns in the distance with all of Alvin's cronies inside, it fades into a like 5 years later thing or something.
Wait, before we fade into 5 years later, can there be a silhouette in front of the blazing house of two ladies kissing?
Oh yes, it's that unvarnished lust in our romance.
Yeah, it cuts to like 5 years later, and like I was just gonna have you guys like singing the Valkenvania national anthem.
You want us to like make up a national anthem
That we all make up right here, right now, yes.
Jesus, Ben.
Oh, Valkenvania.
How we are a Vania.
We love our mania.
Here in Valkenvania.
We wash our clothes with Gania.
To get out the Stanias.
And we love Tasmania here in Valkenvania.
And then like everyone in the town is just like openly weeping at the beauty of this song. It turns out that like Rebecca actually has a like beautiful singing voice.
Aw, she does. My
Also,
police officer / heiress / ruler lady.
what about your
Love her.
mom? Did you maybe you like moved your mom?
Yeah, I totes moved her here. How's the healthcare in Valkenvania?
It's not great. We got lots of bones. We got bones for bone transplants.
It is universal healthcare, but it's because there's like 5 people in it.
Okay, well, I guess I give her a lot of bone broth and hope for the best.
Ew. Wait. The implications of bone broth are like really troubling.
Yeah, because those are definitely people, right?
I like the suggestion that, yeah, they like still do it. They're like, okay.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. They do. They keep doing it.
No, we can't keep doing it.
I don't know. I can see them being like, well, we won't do it to like everyone like he did. That's crazy. And we're not going to do it to bankers anymore. But like, you know.
Oh, what if Ramona opens the first national bank of Valkenvania?
Oh my god, I love it.
Oh god, that's good. I feel like we're breaking the rules and making this like way too happy of an ending, but I don't care.
Hey, this is all after.
I mean, it still sucks we're in Valkenvania, but whatever.
Maybe you can make it better.
Oh, I love that.
It does say the second time around, so like, yeah, you're like, you have a second chance at life here, and like, it's up to you whether or not it goes better.
But all that we'll save for Nothing But Trouble 2. Back to the bone stripper.
Trouble. Back to the bone stripper.
A little bit more trouble.
Trouble, we got some.
All about that trouble.
Trouble is coming to town
Double trouble.
with Santa Claus.
Because it's
Our
2.
middle name is Trouble.
Oh. Here comes trouble.
We will pray with those Egyptians, build pyramids to put our crypts in, cover subways with inscriptions, and it's good enough for me. Oh, give me that old time religion. Give me that old time religion. Give me that old time religion. It's good. Oh, let's play on.
Hello everyone and welcome to Monster Hour, an actual play podcast about going to school, arguing with your parents, and ruining your favorite outfit while hunting horrible monsters. Narrative driven and crisply edited, painfully relatable characters. Monster Hour follows unlikely heroes JR,
super suspicious. That's sort of my deal.
Constance,
I may be a bit of a know-it-all, but I might actually know it all.
and Alvin,
I'm monstrous.
as they unravel the sinister mysteries of a strange Colorado town. If you're a fan of Stranger Things, Buffy, or The Adventure Zone Amnesty, you'll love Monster Hour. Tune in for new episodes every other Tuesday, wherever you get your podcasts.